This wasn't really a tricky photo to get from a technical perspective, but what made it tricky, I guess, is the decisions I had to make in the moment when I went to shoot this. And this is sort of like the revised version. This is the final version of the beta that I took earlier. So what you're looking at here is Boomer Lake in Stillwater, Oklahoma, from the south looking north. And originally, when I shot kind of the earlier versions of this photo, my wife and I were on the north side of the lake looking south. And it was a clear day. It was warm. There was no clouds in the sky. There was no wind. So the lake was just this glassy surface. And it seemed like a really cool opportunity to take photos. But when we were on the north side of the lake looking south, I didn't have a subject that was clearly isolated like this. I saw these like blades of grass or something. I don't know what it's called, but I have my Fuji X100F, and it's hard for me to isolate a single subject with that camera because the lens is kind of wide at 23 millimeters. So I took some photos in the north looking south. The lighting was a little different because it was looking more into the sun. When we got around to the south side of the lake looking north, everything lined up. But then I had to make a decision about what aperture to use and where to put this thing. I don't even know what this is. Some sort of wilted flower, I guess. Where to put that in the frame. Now, the X100F has I really like the lens. Fantastic lens for most purposes, except when you're shooting close up, it gets a little soft and it's not, I don't know, you can tell the difference between that and like a 23 millimeter lens on a DSLR. So, I had to figure out what aperture to shoot this at. I really wanted the background to be nice and blurry, and if I stopped down too much, suddenly the horizon line was clear, and I didn't really want that. So I shot this at f2.8, and meanwhile, the whole time my wife is continuing to walk around the lake, and my kids are continuing to bike around the lake. So I want to spend like 10 minutes getting a photo of this thing, what is it, thistle? I don't know. While everyone else is continuing to go on down the lake without me. I wanted to be part of walking around the lake with them. So I shot a couple at various apertures and then end up with f2.8, which I really liked. I liked, despite the slight blurriness around the borders of this ball thing in the middle of the frame, despite that, I really like the sharpness of it, and I like the how it really made the background almost disappear in this horizontal blur. But I also wasn't sure where to put the horizon, or the horizon, not horizontal. I wasn't sure where to put the horizon in relation to the subject. So I tried a couple where this ball was lower, a couple where it was higher, a couple where it was like right in the middle of that line, that horizontal line. And I really like this one the best, although I can't exactly explain why. Something about it is just kind of neat to me. There's no big message here. I didn't even know what to title this photo because it's not like, it almost looks like this thing is straining against all odds to defy the sky above. None of that. I mean, it's just a wilted flower, but it looks cool like this. I like how the stem is kind of angled like that, almost like it's pushing upward through the frame instead of just sitting there straight up and down through the frame. But I don't know. I can't explain exactly why I like this particular composition, but it was just really pleasing to me. And that's something that I've started to learn more about my photography, is I can't always explain why a photo that I take looks good to me. Like, why did I make this particular compositional choice? Why did I put the lighting here? Why did I choose this aperture? I don't know. I mean, I know how to control a lot of these factors, but when you take the final image and say, okay, what differentiates this from this other image that you took? Why did you prefer one or the other? I don't know. Sometimes it just looks good. Like, why do I enjoy going to McDonald's? It just tastes good. Is it the greatest? No, but it just tastes good. It's a good hamburger. So, I don't know. That's what this picture is to me. I can't explain why I like it, but I like it, and I hope you do too. And I think my favorite part about this has nothing to do with the picture, but has everything to do with the weather. It was so calm and so clear, and I hope that comes across in the photo. The fact that there's just nothing on this lake, no waves at all, just super glassy, and the sky was clear, and it was just a nice day. So looking at this reminds me of when I took the photo, and to me, that's worth more than the actual picture itself.